Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today, AIRO Group Holdings Incorporated just filed an 8K highlighting their annual meeting results, and I am seeing a few things that paint a picture of the company's direction. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. The company held its annual meeting and voted on key matters concerning its leadership and auditors, and the results shed light on shareholder sentiment and company governance. AIRO Group Holdings Incorporated, or AIRO for short, recently held its annual meeting of stockholders on the 4th of June 2026. This filing, an 8K, is essentially a current report that companies file to announce major events that shareholders should know about. It is worth noting that AIRO is still considered an emerging growth company. This means they have certain regulatory perks, but it also can indicate they are still in a growth phase, potentially with more risks compared to established giants. The main event discussed in this filing revolves around proposals voted on by the shareholders at their annual meeting. The company reported that as of the 7th of April 2026, there were over 31 million shares of common stock eligible to vote. At the meeting, a significant portion, about 66%, were present either in person or by proxy. This definitely tells us that shareholders are engaged and the meeting had enough participation to make official decisions, meaning a quorum was present. The first big topic was electing 3 Class I directors who will serve until the 2029 annual meeting. Think of these as the people in charge of steering the company. Looking at the results for electing these directors, we see names like Gregory Winfree, Brian Nelson, and Sherry McCandless. For Gregory Winfree, about 13 million votes were for him, with 1.6 million withheld. Brian Nelson received a much higher number for votes, around 14.5 million, with very few withheld at just over 150,000. Sherry McCandless also garnered strong support with about 13 million for votes and 1.6 million withheld. It is interesting to see Brian Nelson stand out with such a high number of votes in favour and a minimal number of withheld votes. This suggests strong confidence from shareholders in his leadership. The second major item was a vote to approve or reject the company's choice of auditors, BPM LLP. This is often called a say on pay for auditors, where shareholders get a non-binding vote to voice their opinion. The results here show overwhelming support to ratify BPM LLP as the company's independent auditor. Out of the 20.8 million shares represented, a massive 20.4 million voted for ratification. Only a small fraction voted against, and an even smaller number abstained. This indicates a strong level of trust in the auditing firm chosen by the company's audit committee. This filing doesn't contain deep financial tables like a 10Q or 10K, but the meeting results do give us a glimpse into shareholder confidence. Electing directors and ratifying auditors are fundamental governance actions. The strong vote in favour of re. Electing directors and approving the auditor, especially for Brian Nelson and BPM LLP, suggests that shareholders are generally satisfied with the current leadership and oversight, given the headlines mentioning AIRO Group's focus on VTOL and drones, and buybacks. It seems shareholders are signalling they are comfortable with the company's strategic direction for now. Looking at the broader context, AIRO Group Holdings Inc. is in the industrial sector, specifically aerospace and defense, with a market cap of $271 million and a wide trading range recently. These governance votes are important for stability. Institutional investors like Woodline Partners, LP, and BlackRock Inc. hold significant stakes, so their confidence reflected in these shareholder votes is paramount. The recent news about a director being granted restricted stock units that vest over the next year also points to ongoing executive incentives and a focus on retaining key personnel. What I am seeing here is a company that has successfully navigated key annual shareholder decisions, with clear majorities supporting its chosen directors and auditors. This can be seen as a positive sign of stability, especially for an emerging growth company in a dynamic sector like aerospace. The absence of significant opposition in these votes suggests a current alignment between management and its investor base on fundamental operational and leadership matters. Oh, and the research tools I actually use are linked in the description. They help keep this channel going, that is my take. Stay decoded, like, comment, subscribe, and join our Discord if you want to talk more.